Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce myself. My name is Putri Audia. I'm a student of English Education Department, semester 7A of STKIP Muhammadiyah Bogor. Now, I will present about Grice and Maxims and the relation to humor or joke. Okay, so uh, the aims of this presentation is to know why people love of certain events or section of comedy movies or stand-up comedy on Grice's Maxims. Okay, the first is we need to know the first what is Grice's Maxims. In pragmatics, the cooperative principle explains how humans can communicate effectively in conversation in general social situation. This principle explains how speakers act cooperatively and assist each other to understand in a certain way. So, what are the cooperative principles of Grice's maxims? According to Grice's 1175 mentions that there are four conversational maxims in the principle of cooperation that serves to regulate the communication process between participants' speech. Namely, the first is maxim of quantity, the second is maxim of quality, the third is maxim of relevance, and the fourth is maxim of implementation. Okay. So humor. What is humor? So, according to Wijana in 2004, in his theory, he states that humor as a cultural code and language code is the result of the culture of the supporting community, so that its identity as a humor can only be given full meaning by society itself. Okay, as a means of education, humor can be packaged with something that knowledge or insight about something. As a means of social criticism, humor is still the safest way to convey. So, why people love at certain events or section of comedy movies or stand-up comedy? So, according with Jenna Theory in 2003, he mentions humorous discourse textually and interpersonal relationships do not adhere to one of them. Grace's cooperative principles, which violates one of the maxims above. Okay, the speaker's purpose in conveying humor can be achieved, namely the emergence of a funny effects. Okay, violation of principle this collaboration can also be found in stand-up. Whereas stand-up comedy is one of the types of humor presented above stage alone, usually in front of a live audience with monologues about a topic. Okay, so this is examples. Sorry, example of one of which is cooperative principles. Yeah. So this example, I just met a tourist. He is 175 centimeters tall, while mine is 165 millimeters. So it's like, yes, at 2 centimeters, if it is his the sun, it's like this. So it expands. Okay. Railroad iron cake, you know? Oh, maybe like this. Okay. Speech that violates the maxim of quality has characteristic, namely speech what is conveyed is not in accordance with reality and facts or without evidence and reasons the strong one. Okay, and the utterance clearly violates the maxim of quality because the statement doesn't match the facts. If seen from the context in his speech, I concluded that the speaker violates the maxim of quality to create humor by speaking illogically. Okay, so the humor stand-up comedy was caused by speakers who violate the principle of cooperation and politeness. Violation of the principle of cooperation occurs to the four maxims contained in the Grice cooperation principle, namely the first maxim of quantity, with category information conveyed in excess of what is intended to be conveyed. The second is maxim of quality, with categories of incorrect information and incorrect information logically. The third is the maxim of relevance to the speech provisions that are not relevant to the topic of ongoing conversation. And the fourth is maxim of implementation, with ambiguous information categories, prolonged expressions, and spoken speech directs. Okay. Thank you for my presentation this time. Thank you for your extension. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.